Christopher Daniel Duntsch, born on April 3, 1971 in Montana, but grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Duntsch's father was a physical therapist and his mother was a school teacher. Duntsch was a blue-eyed, smooth-talking former college football player. Duntsch had practiced medicine at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. He received his M.D. and Ph.D. in 1995. In 2010, Duntsch completed neurosurgery residency programs. Also completed spine fellowship program at the Semmes Murphey Clinic in Memphis. He completed residency participating in fewer than 100 surgeries. Most neurosurgery residents participate in over 1,000 surgeries in the course of their residency. He focused heavily on PhD half of his degree. Duntsch appeared on several papers and patents. He took part in a number of biotech startups. He was over $500,000 in debt. He decided to turn to neurosurgery, an extremely lucrative field. In 2010, Duntsch moved his family to Dallas, Texas. He looked extremely qualified on paper. He had a 12 single-space curriculum vitae pages, spent 15 years in training, medical school, residency, and fellowship, graduated magna cum laude from St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, with a doctorate in microbiology program the hospital didn't offer at the time he alleged he attended. Between 2011 to 2013, Duntsch had 37 operations on patients. All of 33 had been injured during or after the procedures. Suffering almost unheard of complications. Some had permanent nerve damage. Many couldn't move from neck down or feel one side of their body, and 2 died in the hospital. He received operating privileges of a string of Dallas area institutions. In 2010, Duntsch began minimally invasive spine surgeon at Baylor Regional Medical Center in Plano, Texas. Duntsch's salary guaranteed $600,000 upfront with bonuses. Baylor hospital officials felt he to be very highly trained surgeon. They expected to make millions in profits. Duntsch rubbed some surgeons the wrong way by bragging about other spine surgeons in town were inept, so he came in to save the day. He performed many operations at Baylor. As a result, in several maimed patients and 1 death. Duntsch put a screw in the wrong place of the spine during a spine surgery. He tried to strip it, making it unremovable. The patient's name Lee Passmore suffered disability and long-lived painful conditions. Barry Morgulov had bone fragments in his spine canal due to Duntsch grabbing the wrong tool to pull a damaged disc out of his back. Morgulov resulted in crippling injuries using a cane. Longtime friend of Duntsch, Jerry Summers, went under the knife to fix 2 neck vertebrae. Duntsch cut the vertebrae artery. Summers lost 2 liters of blood. Duntsch removed large amounts of muscle tissue. As a result, Summers has quadriplegia and cannot move from the neck down. Rumored Summers and Duntsch used cocaine the night before. Baylor drug tested Duntsch, which it was negative result. Duntsch lost temporary license. Jacqueline Troy, Duntsch cut one of her vocal cords and 1 artery. Then poked holes through her trachea. As a result, she can barely speak, whispering. A school teacher, Kelly Martin, had a microlumpectomy, small parts of spine removed. During the surgery, Duntsch cut a large artery. Martin's blood pressure increased plummeted. Kelly Martin's major artery was severed by him. As he continued the operation, Martin was losing fatal amounts of blood. Later in ICU she bled out. Duntsch resigned from Baylor Plano. They suspended him. In June 2012, under probationary period, Duntsch went under 5 surgeries at Dallas Medical Center. 1 resulted in death, and 1 a permanently injury. Dallas Medical Center in Farmer Branch grant Duntsch temporary privilege. July 24, 2012, Floella Brown, an excessive amount of bone in the wrong place was removed from her spine. Duntsch cutting her vertebrae artery was blocked. She suffered a stroke and cerebral infection. July 24, 2012, a 65-year-old Mary Efford during operation. Duntsch put the screws of her spine on the left side, then attached screws on her right side muscles. 1 screw hit a large nerve root. The left L5 nerve root from the lumbar region to the lower limb was amputated during the surgery. Surgeon Robert Henderson practiced over 40 years, called the Texas Medical Board. July 2012, Duntsch resigned. Duntsch was hired at Southampton Community Hospital in Dallas. Marshall, a Texas Muse, left a surgical hardware floating between his spine and muscle tissue. September 2012, Jeff Cheney operation. An excessive amount of bone was removed from his spine and damaged his spinal cord. Kenneth Fennell, a small business owner, went under surgery. Duntsch cut a femoral nerve, causing damage and chronic pain. Duntsch resigned. In May 2013, Duntsch was hired through Methodist Hospital in Dallas. Duntsch operated on Jennifer Rich using the wrong size screw, cut a lesion into a large inferior vena cava, cut the psoas muscle, and damaged the nerves near that muscle. In June 2013, Jeffrey Glidewell planned to relieve his neck pain. Duntsch cut a hole in his esophagus, cut open the vertebral artery by causing a blockage. Left vocal cord, permanently damaging esophagus, and partial paralysis on his right side. On June 26, 2013, Duntsch's license was suspended while on a 10-month probation. On December 6, 2013, the Texas Medical Board revoked Dr. Christopher Duntsch's license. Duntsch moved to Denver, Colorado. He declared bankruptcy, debts listing $1 million. He was arrested for a DUI and taken for a psychiatric evaluation in Dallas visiting his kids. Then arrested for shoplifting. Attorney General Greg Abbott defended Baylor Plano as far as the lawsuits. Baylor made $65,000 per surgery done by Duntsch. July 2015, Duntsch was arrested and charged with 6 felony counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 5 counts of aggravated causing bodily injury, and 1 count of injury to an elderly person. The last charge was maiming and paralyzing Mary Efford. On February 20, 2017, Duntsch was sent life in prison. If you want to write to Mr. Death, here is his address. Christopher Duntsch, number 02139003, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, OAB, Ellis Unit, Huntsville, Texas.